Once upon a time, nestled amongst tall green reeds by a shimmering blue pond, a kind mother duck sat patiently on her nest, keeping her precious eggs warm. She loved all her little ducklings even before they hatched, dreaming of the day they would swim gracefully behind her in the water. One by one, her eggs began to crack, and out popped fluffy yellow ducklings, chirping happily. But one egg, much larger than the rest, remained. The mother duck waited and waited, wondering what surprise this special egg held. Finally, after many more days, the big egg wiggled and wobbled, then slowly it cracked open. Out tumbled a strange gray creature, much bigger than the others, with an awkward long neck and clumsy feet. He looked so different from his bright yellow brothers and sisters. What do you think he looked like? His mother, though a little surprised, loved him just the same. But the other ducklings, and even the other farm animals, were not so kind. They pointed their beaks and whispered, calling him ugly and different. The poor duckling felt so sad and lonely. His own family didn't want to play with him, and the other birds would peck at him. Why do you think they were so unkind? Did they truly understand him? Every day, the ugly duckling would sneak away from the farm, his heart heavy with sadness. He longed to find a place where he belonged, a place where he wouldn't be teased for looking different. He yearned for a friend, a gentle touch, a warm welcome. But where could such a place be? The world felt so big and scary for a little duckling on his own. He swam far away from the farm, across sparkling lakes and winding rivers. He met some wild ducks with beautiful patterned feathers, but they too looked at him strangely and swam away. Soon, the crisp autumn air began to bite, and he heard strange booming sounds in the distance. Quick as a wink, he hid himself deep in the tall reeds, staying perfectly still, watching as shadows moved past him. He hoped they didn't see him, and thankfully they didn't. He knew he had to keep moving to find a safe place before winter arrived. He stumbled upon a tiny cottage, warm light glowing from its windows. Inside, he found an old woman, a grumpy cat who loved to nap, and a clucking hen who thought she knew everything. The old woman took him in, and for a short while, the duckling felt safe and warm. But the cat and the hen soon started to boss him around. "Can you lay eggs?" asked the hen proudly. "No," squeaked the duckling. "Can you catch mice?" purred the cat. "No," whispered the duckling. They told him he was useless, not like them at all. Was he really useless just because he couldn't do what a cat or a hen could? The duckling missed the open water, the feeling of gliding on a cool pond. But when he tried to tell the hen and the cat, they just laughed. "Silly duckling," they squawked. He knew then that this wasn't his home either. His heart yearned for something more, something unknown, something truly special. And so, with a sigh, he quietly slipped away from the cottage, once again setting out into the wide world, braver now, but still very much alone. Winter arrived with a blanket of crisp white snow and icy winds that whistled through the trees. The duckling shivered, his feathers not yet thick enough to keep him truly warm. He swam in a tiny patch of water that hadn't quite frozen over, desperate for food, but the cold was too much. Soon, the ice began to close in, trapping him, making his little heart beat fast with fear. He felt himself growing weaker and weaker. Would this be the end of his lonely journey? Just as he thought he couldn't go on, a kind farmer walking by spotted him. The farmer gently broke the ice and carried the frozen duckling home, where he warmed him by the fire and gave him food. It was so cozy and safe. But when the farmer's playful children tried to pet him, the duckling, still a little scared from all his adventures, fluttered his wings in a panic and flew out the open door, back into the wintry air. He just needed to be free, even if it meant being cold. He hid in the hollow of a tree, dreaming of springtime and wishing for warmth. And slowly, as the days grew longer, the snow began to melt and tiny green shoots poked through the earth. Spring had arrived. One sunny morning, as he swam in a crystal-clear pond, he saw them. Majestic white birds with long, graceful necks and magnificent wings glided silently on the water. They were so beautiful, so elegant, like living clouds floating on the pond. He watched them with a strange feeling in his heart, a feeling he couldn't quite understand. He felt drawn to them, almost as if he knew them from somewhere. With a deep breath, he decided to face his fears. He would swim towards these magnificent creatures, even if they chased him away, even if they called him ugly. He dipped his head into the water, ready for whatever might come. Slowly, he paddled towards them, his heart thumping like a drum. He waited for their rejection, for their cruel words. But instead, something truly magical happened. As he looked down at his reflection in the shimmering water, he didn't see a clumsy gray duckling anymore. He saw a creature just like the beautiful birds before him, a magnificent snow-white swan with a long, elegant neck and bright, kind eyes. He wasn't ugly at all. He had been a swan all along, a swan just waiting to grow into his true self. The other swans swam up to him, curving their long necks, welcoming him with gentle honks, as if to say, "Welcome home, brother." From that day on, the beautiful swan swam proudly with his new family, never feeling lonely or different again. He finally understood that he was never meant to be a duck. He was always destined to be something even more wonderful. This heartwarming tale teaches us that sometimes what makes us different is exactly what makes us special, and that true beauty always shines from within, waiting for its perfect moment to be seen. You just have to be patient and believe in yourself. And sometimes you just have to keep swimming.